This is a Gorilla Podcast Network production.
Welcome to the Late Night PotLuck Show. PotLuck Show. PotLuck Show. PotLuck Show.
Welcome to the Late Night PotLuck Show, episode 18. Hanging out here at Night Owl Studio with the crew. And we got a cool, an awesome guest for tonight. Nice setup. And I picked up some muffins so we can enjoy.
Where?
She said, where?
I'm just saying, I saw coffee. I didn't see muffins.
I didn't see the muffins.
So, once again, thank you for joining us. Just a real quick reminder, we're on Spotify and iTunes now. Check us out on YouTube.
Yes.
Just do a quick search for Late Night PotLuck Show. Follow us on Instagram, Late Night PotLuck Show. And let's get the night rolling. Let's get started with what's on your mind. I'm gonna start with Chef Raquel. How you doing?
Hey.
Wow.
Farmers market was on my mind. We were all at the Stratfield Farmers Market today.
We were.
Yeah, so we had Marsha selling.
I had my cookies.
Yeah.
Dave had his angry sauce.
Yeah. Vito was on his big ass grill.
That's
right.
His brick and mortar.
He brought the whole store over?
He got a bodega.
He does.
Y'all gotta stop talking about my boy like that, alright?
No, he was getting it in.
Yeah.
He sure was. And Betsy doing some empanadas. And then we missed Jalissa today. But Ikea was there with some chicken and waffles.
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool.
Today was fun.
That's fucked up. I feel like V gets bullied a lot.
Feeling left
We love
out.
you, Vito. I'm still defending you.
Yes. What's going on, Marsha?
I'm well rested now. I spent the night baking last night for the farmer's market, and then I spent all day at the farmer's market, and I took a nap, and I'm rested for tonight.
Nice.
So I'm good.
That's good. Rio, what's going on with you?
A
Well,
lot
lot of barbecue last 4th of July weekend.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I'm still right now. I don't want barbecue for like a
You're
week.
done.
What did you
Just a week. Yeah.
What did you barbecue? Did you have any lechon?
I wish I had lechon, but
What about sisig? You got any more sisig? I need some
No,
sisig in my life.
we'll do that next time. But I mean, we had like Filipino
We all
barbecue.
heard it.
It's not recorded.
Philippine
Yeah.
You hear that?
barbecue?
Yeah, it's a different one. Barbecue on a stick though.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We'll bring that next time though.
Nice.
But you're all BBQ'd out now?
With some garlic
Yes.
rice.
No, garlic rice, yes.
That sounds good.
Yeah, it's good.
I'll
Manny?
bring that next time.
Good.
Yes.
I'm really excited for garlic rice next time.
Yeah.
And some more sisig. No, I'm really excited because I actually had 2 days off of work this week finally. So like it's really nice to have some time off.
Said the guy who goes to Puerto Rico every other month.
Here we go.
Must be nice. Must be nice.
So, all right, all right. Well, let's rephrase that. I had 2 days off the job gave me without me having to ask for it.
Okay.
All right, there you go. So they gave us 4th of July and then a floater day.
We're still waiting on that that guide.
Yeah, that's
Some of us we want to go to Puerto Rico, but we don't know where to go.
Yeah, I messed that up. Yeah, I take responsibility. I told Dave that today. I went to the farmer's market, and I told Dave that today. I'm like, you know what? Because he had mentioned he's going to Puerto Rico, and I was like, oh crap. Yeah, I messed up. I didn't make the guide. But call me when you're there.
Yeah, right?
Call me when you're there. I got
Phone a
you.
friend.
I'd be like Waze, right? The Puerto Rican style. Waze. You know what I mean? But yeah, no, I was really excited. It was nice to have some days off. I slept in a lot, which is not, normal for me. And I'm really excited for, again, sisig and garlic rice. So, Riel, if that doesn't show up, like Dave never invites me out, I'm going to
Oh my
problem with
gosh.
both of you guys.
How about you, Dave?
Well, I was at the farmer's market, and it was pretty cool. My stepson was out there with me, and it was nice to be back out there, see all the customers, all the people out there.
Oh, and I got some strawberry jam, which I'm excited to try. Strawberry
wasn't that
jalapeno
good?
jam. Yeah, it was.
Oh my God, I had some on that Fairfield County bread. It was
Yeah.
so good.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So that's something I'll be doing. Whatever blueberries next, right? That's next in
Yeah.
season.
Yep.
So whatever's in season, I'll play around with it.
It was strawberry what jam?
Jalapeno.
Strawberry jalapeno jam.
Yep.
It was
Oh.
good.
Delicious.
Yep.
I got my handy dandy sticker too. My Dave's Angry Sauce sticker.
Ah, look at
You want to take
Ooh.
a little? See that? Get your sticker. Put them on your phones.
That guy looks familiar.
It does. Doesn't that look like that guy sitting over there? I don't know.
It's very
Like
on brand.
Bruno always says, you're still working on that angry face.
Yeah.
Because I'm not that angry. But no, like Manny said, I'm going to Puerto Rico in a couple of days for 2 weeks.
Nice.
I'll be out there. 1 week I'll be sightseeing with the family, and then following week I'll be spending time with family.
Very nice. Good.
Yeah. But I'm excited about that.
As you
And I'll
should.
get some rest. But I'll be back at the farmers market July 20th. I'll be posting about that.
Okay.
Because I know a lot of people said they were gonna go back next week. I'm like, you won't
You
find
won't be there.
You see how he has to spend 2 weeks over there, right? Because he has to visit family. Because when you visit family over there, you got to spend like 8-hour shifts at each family member's house.
with no AC.
Yes.
No AC, and they want to keep
Oh.
feeding you like cafe and like
Pan de manteca.
yeah, pan de manteca with like a whole bunch of stuff.
I
And then-
remember going to my wife's grandmother's house, and we pulled up. It was around lunchtime, so she served lunch.
Yeah.
And within an hour, she's like, "I'm gonna start cooking dinner." I was like, "We
Yes, it's
just
so
ate
true.
lunch!" Like,
Yep.
and sure enough, within an hour, she was like, "Okay, you guys ready for dinner?" I was like, "Oh my God, I'm still full from lunch."
But we still crack it. We still.
Yeah, because you can't say no. It's like it goes
It's
in
rude
one ear,
to
it
say
goes-
no, yeah.
yeah, nah, I say no. You know what I said no to? Showing up at anybody's house this past time.
Like,
But you didn't have 2 weeks to.
Purposely.
Yeah.
I told you I went purposely. I went there and I stood at a Airbnb and I made it a point that I was not gonna visit family.
So when they saw
Like,
the pictures, did they say anything?
they
to you?
liked the photos. Ain't nobody saying nothing to me.
No, that's funny.
No, they didn't say anything in your face.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, that's what I'm saying.
Mira,
They ain't
mira
saying nothing to me,
este.
yeah. But no, you know what it is? Last time I went back in, because I went in May. That's the time I didn't visit nobody. When I went in March, I told them, I was like, yeah, I'm coming back in May. Like, unless y'all come over here to like meet me at a place to like have fun, I'm not going down to you. Like, I'm not. I'm here for a vacation, and I don't want to spend time at your house. Like, it's
Sitting in the rocking chair, no?
sitting in that hot ass house. Like, no, it's hot. Like, no, it's too hot for that. Like, I want to sit at the beach, and when it gets too hot at the beach and the water gets a little too annoying, I go back in the air conditioner 50 feet away at the condo that I'm at. Like, no, I don't know. But more power to you. Go visit that family.
Yeah,
I'll be praying for you.
So listen, let's. I'm excited. Let's jump in. I see
Cafe?
Cafe.
No, this ain't just no cafe. This is some amazing pour over coffee. I'm gonna let.
Manny, do us a favor. Introduce
Move over,
our guest
Cafe
here, 'cause,
Bustelo. Mm-hmm.
this is your favorite coffee shop. Go
Oh
ahead and
my
introduce our
God.
guest.
Not only mine, it's probably one of the best coffee shops in the area.
It
I know
is.
individuals, and I'm not just saying it because our guest is here. Like, I legit know of individuals who travel from out of town, right? Skip over all the Dunkins, they skip over all of the Starbucks, they skip over whatever other coffee shops that they're going
Right.
to, and they come to this small. It's not a huge place,
Right.
you know. This small, cozy, little location in the Black Rock section of Bridgeport. And have their coffee, you know. And today we have Source Coffee House with us, and I don't know. I don't even know what else to say. Like, it's an amazing place. Like, I love it. It's a great coffee. I love the fact that they have every now and then they do like specials, different flavors,
Yeah.
and they make a lot of their flavors in house. Correct me if I'm wrong, but
True.
they make a lot of their flavors in house. I mean, one of my favorite lavender. Oh my God. Lavender.
I've been stuck on the rose petal. Is it the
Rose
rose,
petals?
petal?
Oh,
tea?
Petal
Blizzard.
So good.
Every now and then. And then, you know what? I'm one of those types of people, you guys know this. I try and eat anything, right? I will try and eat it. So generally I go in there and I'm like, what's the special? And I'm like, they say these fancy words and I'm just like, sure, I'll take it. I don't even know what it is. And you know, I haven't been steered wrong. But today we have Source Coffee House with us.
Thank
And
you.
I just want to allow him to elaborate on his amazing business he's got going here because I want to try this coffee.
Well, thank you very much, man. Thank you very much, Andrew Parker. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thank you all for having me.
Yes.
It's really nice to be here. Manny, you've outdone yourself with that. Yeah, so you said pretty much everything about us. We're down in Black Rock in Bridgeport. And today I have for you a couple samples of pour-over coffee. I brought 3 different kinds to try to illustrate how different coffee can be. It's really more than just its own, it's one kind of beverage,
Mm-hmm. Right.
There's a lot of variety and a lot of different flavors going on in here.
Beautiful.
Nice.
Can you explain the difference between pour over and what a regular coffee is?
Right. So pour over just describes a method of making a cup of coffee, right? So whether you're using like a batch brewer or whether you're doing a French press, it's all describing just the way you brew it. So with this pour over, it's all in the name. All you do is take your grinds, you put them in a filter, you pour hot water over it.
Mm-hmm.
That's the short of it.
Mm.
I do get a little more under the hood with the details, though.
Mhm.
As you can imagine, I have my setup here. If you can't visualize this, I've got a scale and timer. I've got a nice vessel. I've got a cone and a filter. Grinds go in here. And then I measure how much water I'm adding, the ratio of beans to water in grams, and I keep track of the time. And the point of this is I'm controlling all the different variables so that you get a very consistent cup each time.
So it's very scientific the way you guys are, almost how you guys are doing it, huh?
It is a very scientific approach.
Yeah. Instead of like, I don't know, at home I just be like, that
Right.
kind of looks all right or whatever, and then I just let the machine brew it.
Right.
And
Right.
I don't know. Well, this one tastes a little stronger than the other, but so you're trying to get an exact consistency every single time.
Right. The goal is repeatability and consistency.
Beautiful.
Nice.
Which one's that one?
Now, how long you been doing this?
Yeah.
How far back does this go?
So coffee takes me back about 7 years. I've been in it for quite a while, but I've been at Source for the last 3 of those years. And it's kind of the place that has really allowed me to like play around with these kinds of things and experience probably the most variety of different coffees that I have before.
Nice.
So what region? Because I know there's regions to coffees, right?
Exactly.
What region of the world do you prefer your personal coffee from?
So, as you know, coffee is grown generally around the equator, usually in the tropics. And that takes us to South America, Central America, large parts of Africa, and Southeast Asia. And there's a few other places like Hawaii and some Caribbean islands. But by and large, coffee is native to Africa, specifically Ethiopia. And, it's a plant. Like, don't forget, people think of coffee and they're like, oh, I don't know, just a drink that I have. But it comes from a seed. It's a seed of a fruit. And it's actually a plant that grows wild in the mountains of Ethiopia. It's really cool because it's like not just a farmed product, but it's actually like a wild kind of tree. And it's really lucky that we've managed to kind of cultivate it the way we have. But being that like that's the place it came from originally, like there's probably the greatest variety there, so I'm a big fan of Ethiopian coffees.
Ethiopian.
Ethiopian
And it
coffee is good.
It has to grow at a higher altitude, right?
That's correct.
It has to be at a
yeah.
higher altitude to actually grow properly.
There are low-grown coffees,
Mm.
but generally speaking, when you have a mountain-grown coffee or high-elevation coffee, just the way that the weather and climate behaves at a higher elevation, it's much better for the growth of the tree and the production of the fruit.
You hear that, Puerto Ricans? Moving to the mountains.
Get higher.
Yeah.
Oh, they have no problem getting hired.
That's another type of plant. I'm excited to try it. Let's dive into that. What's the process here?
Right on.
You got to teach us this.
Yeah. So pardon me while I get set up here.
Hey, go for it.
I love the beaker.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's legit. This is the most legit setup I've ever seen on the show. This is, I mean, aside from the full blown food truck that showed up, but shout out to M&M Steaks, Hector. But man, this is dope. Okay, so he's got one from Ethiopia, like we were talking.
How about you, Marshall? What do you get when you go to?
When I go to Source,
Yeah.
I usually get a chai with oat milk. That's my thing now. And avocado toast.
Oh, that avocado toast.
Or the rose petal blizzard,
Mm.
depending on what time of day it is.
So you like this, is like priming it, right? Okay.
getting it ready to absorb the coffee.
Exactly. So what I just did, I just put some hot water in my kettle. I just pre-wet the filter. That takes out any kind of paper fibers, that could be from the packaging. It also gets everything nice and preheated for me, so that my cup doesn't get cooled down as I'm doing it.
Oh, beautiful. I feel like I've been making coffee wrong my whole life now.
Do you think the pour over method is like the best method to make coffee?
He'll answer. He's
Sorry.
Yeah, I think so. It's probably my favorite.
Mhm.
I mean, I've tried different methods like French press. Espresso is also I'm a big fan of, but it's just a wildly different body, flavor. But this is like my go-to.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So the first coffee I'm going to make is actually what we serve as our like house blend at Source at the shop. It's called Stowaway. It's from Passenger Roasters in Lancaster, PA. It is generally like a coffee that is going to appeal to most everybody. It has some like, I wouldn't say darker, but definitely like nuttier and more cocoa-like notes. But it also has some dynamic fruit flavors going on to it. It appeals to sort of, more elevated coffee drinkers, as well as like just common coffee drinkers. It's going to really appeal to everybody.
This is a crowd pleaser.
Man, look at that. It's got a beautiful color too. So is that like a medium roast? It was kind of lighter on the color, or?
Yeah, you can see right away that the grinds are even like a kind of like almost tan, like a brownish, light brownish color, as opposed to like the black grounds that you might be used to.
Yeah.
Yeah, instantly, right?
Yeah,
It smells amazing.
the way I think about it, in terms of roast, like you take this seed, right, and you're roasting it. I think of it the way like people treat like toast or steaks. Like if you have like burnt toast, it's not going to be that good. You're going to mostly taste like char.
Yeah.
If you're tasting like steak, I don't partake of that, but
Yeah.
if you're into that, like if it's well done and charred, not
See,
that
even
good.
someone that doesn't even eat steak like says that well done is not good.
I can have an
What's wrong with
opinion.
you
Yeah,
guys?
I still have an opinion on it. If you're gonna
You
do
know
it, at
Daniel
least.
Racinos?
I do. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he said, "What's up?"
Oh, what's up? Tell him to come
you're
on by.
live. You're on live.
Solid.
Nice. Man, that has such an amazing smell to it.
It
Just that
does.
little
It does.
canister that he opened up. Wow. I think for me, one of the biggest things too is not the coffee itself, but just that smell of the
Yes.
coffee in the morning.
It's the real Folgers cup.
Yeah, pretty much, right? It's just that nice smell of coffee in the morning that really like kind of gets you up and going like, wow, like it's a comforting type of thing.
Now, I go camping a lot, Andrew, and I prefer out there in the woods. I prefer French press. Is there any
French provolone. like, what are you talking about?
French press? Is there any tips or recommendations for French press?
Yes, definitely. So you know how in French press you have a metal screen that pushes down? The trick to getting your coffee not too bitter or not too silty or like gritty is you got to grind coarse. That means big pieces. So that means that not as many can go through that filter into your final cup.
Right.
It's crucial.
That's a
How about
cool
time?
trick.
The amount of time it's.
Time, I'd say variable for whichever coffee you're trying to work with, but generally under 5 minutes. Yeah.
See, I use the little
Stovetop.
Percolator.
type of
Percolator.
Yeah.
I don't listen. I have a few gadgets at home that the wife uses, and I use them. I just don't know the name
You
of
are
any
Puerto
of them.
Rican and stop.
Oh, you talking about the sock? That's what you're talking about, the sock.
Suck. Yes.
She's talking
No.
about the sock. I know
No.
it as the sock. I mean, that's what it is. But you put it in and then you dip it in the cup, right? I mean, in the boiling water. Right?
That's
Am
not
I
the
wrong?
percolator. No.
No, what's the percolator?
Percolator is a little metal. It doesn't have. Yeah.
What are you talking
Sometimes they have a see-through lid, so you
And
can
then
see.
you close the whole thing up and you put it on top of the heat.
about? I'm messed up in the head, y'all.
Oh, man, I gotta show you.
Google
So
it.
I don't mean to be a purist about it, but so I'm not going to recommend a percolator, and I'll tell you why. So what's happening in a percolator is it sends the water up through that stem, right, as it's boiling, and then it falls down over the
Oh
grinds.
yeah, I got two of those things. Okay,
Yeah.
Yeah,
and then
coffee
it's-
tastes like crap half the time.
And then it's falling back. The coffee that you just brewed is falling back into the water, and then it's getting boiled again, and then it's
Yeah.
going up the stem, and you're brewing more coffee onto the coffee. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I've had that issue. I've had the issue too where I kind of forget about it, and it boils completely out, and the whole thing's just everywhere on the stove. No, yeah, I'm not a big fan of it being on. My wife loves that. She uses it all the time, but I'm not a big fan of it.
Wow.
Not
I
a
didn't
big-
know that. And I
Yeah.
didn't know that information.
Boils
It keeps
in and
kinda
out.
boiling in and out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Learn something.
Now, since we brought up the fact of like the medium roast earlier, and so what is the truth behind the darker the roast with the lower amount of caffeine to it? Is there truth to that? Because I know I've spoken to people, and I'm like, yeah, well, if you want more caffeine, go with the lighter stuff. I heard if you roast it longer, the least more caffeine gets taken out.
There's some truth to that.
Okay.
Absolutely. So what's happening is the longer you're exposing that bean to heat, right, the more that chemical composition of the bean is changing, right?
Mhm.
So all those pleasant things that you like about it are just turning into charcoal. So even some of that caffeine, if that's important to you,
Yeah.
that's getting converted into just nothing.
So the individuals that are looking for the caffeine in the morning as like that pick me up should go for the lighter roasts.
I would say so.
And the people that are just kind of looking for like that bold or bolder or stronger coffee flavor, they should go more for the darker roast coffees or just better type of coffees.
I can't in good conscience recommend anything dark. But
For you
wanna
Dunkin'
do a medium.
drinkers, go for it. But if you're going to come to Source Coffee House, you're going to have the amazing stuff, and it's not going to be dark.
right. So even this one, like it's a light roast actually, but it comes across just by nature of the way the blend is formulated as a little more medium. So that's why I recommend it if you're new to us. It's a great way to try out a coffee from us for the first time. So I just finished up brewing. Final brew time was about just under 4 minutes. So what I did here was I had 28 grams of grinds, and I used 400 grams of water on my scale once I evened everything out, and that makes it a ratio of about 15 to 1 of water to coffee. So as long as you keep that ratio, you can make larger pots, like in a Chemex. Chemex is just a thing that's like a big pour over, really. You can make smaller ones if you just want like a half a cup or something like that. It's a great way to, if you stick to that measurement, it's really repeatable.
Beautiful.
All right, so y'all are gonna have some samples now.
Yes.
Thank you.
Do you normally do this at Source, like a coffee tasting?
I love doing coffee tastings with people. I've done it a couple times for the general public. I do it all the time for my staff. It's always really fun because I learn something, they learn something,
Absolutely. That's cool.
and we all get to drink coffee.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what is there to complain about?
Yeah, right? Absolutely. Look at that. It just... I wish the people at home or some, or whoever's listening to this can, like, smell just
Smells
the
amazing in here.
amazingness of this coffee.
I'm sorry. Can you? What's the name of this brew again? There it is.
Stowaway.
Stowaway.
Passenger roasters. Stowaway. Wow, look at that.
Now these folks are out from PA.
That's correct, yeah.
Are they sourcing their coffee from there, or are they sourcing their coffee from somewhere else?
So they're buying coffee from all around the world. What's really great about them as a company is they try to work with either direct to farm or really closely with good importers. And so you might have heard of like fair trade.
Yep.
Yep. Fair trade is like a program and a certification program where farmers can say they're paying a certain price for their coffee per pound, and it's like set at a certain level, right? What is tough is because that's tied to the whole commodity market and like global trade and everything, and that fluctuates pretty high. So many times fair trade is not really enough to live off of, even though it sounds better for you as a buyer. What Passenger does to try to counteract that and make this more sustainable and better for farmers in the long term is they try to pay a premium for high quality and invest in high quality, so that this is something that can be passed on. It's not that, like, it's very tough to be a coffee farmer in many places in the world, and a lot of people would much rather do something else that's more profitable. This is a way to combat that and ensure that we all have good coffee coming down the line.
Beautiful.
Definitely.
All right, count to 3.
Okay.
Wait,
Here you go,
is it like
Dining Queen.
is it like a process, like when you're
Two.
walking to your staff through this the coffee
3.
tasting?
Ching ching.
Oh, we got to cheers first.
Salud.
Yeah, cheers.
Salud.
Salud is right.
Marsha, you're gonna have to ask that again.
No, like, is it when you're walking your staff through like the coffee tasting? I
Mhm.
would like for you to like kind of walk us through. Do you have them smell it? Do you
Oh,
have them
definitely.
do the slurping?
I do a little more in depth with them. I have them
Mhm.
like smell the dry grounds first, and then I have them smell the wet grounds. And then we go into tasting, and we taste it as it cools too.
Okay.
So we taste it
It's good,
like
right?
a few minutes after.
The beauty of it is that, like, this is coffee you can drink with no sugar,
Right.
No cream,
no
no
milk,
nothing.
It's
and it
smooth.
actually tastes good. Like,
Yup.
Do you taste anything? Do you taste any flavor notes?
I'm not a connoisseur in coffee, but I tell you, I do like taste some floral notes there.
Yeah, I
Like,
do taste the floral
I
notes.
taste floral notes there. Like, I know everybody's different, so some people might taste other things.
I taste
but
some citrus.
Definitely
There's
true.
citrus in there.
Mm-hmm. So what's cool about this one is this is a blend. It's actually made from coffee that's 75% from a farm called Monte Carlos in El Salvador, and the remaining 25% is from Ethiopia, which contributes to that acidity and florality,
Yeah.
that pleasant on your tongue kind of feeling.
I'm
That's
getting
from
that
Ethiopia.
acidity towards the back of my
Yeah.
tongue. Like, that's where I can see where you're getting that from.
Exactly, yeah.
I
But
feel like
good
a pro
body.
now. You see
Look
that?
at you,
Citrus and floral notes.
I know it seems intimidating when I have my setup here, but the learning curve is not that steep, I gotta say.
I don't know. You obviously haven't.
He's
met
trying
me
to
yet.
say, Emmanuel, that don't give yourself too much credit.
I know what you're saying.
Somebody's been taking shots today. I don't know what the
Ooh.
hell I did. I
Savage.
don't know.
I'm just saying, believe in yourself.
Yeah.
So Andrew,
Joe,
prior
I
to
like his encouragement more than I like yours.
prior
Believe
to
in
working at Source, where were you working at another coffee shop?
Yeah. So I, like many baristas in the field, I got my start at a Starbucks. I know you are very familiar with
I am.
that company. And that was kind of like, I was there when I was in school. I just needed to pay the bills.
Yep.
But I was really enjoying what I was doing. I was really enjoying getting to meet all different kinds of people, and I was really enjoying working with coffee. So I thought, like, what else is there out there? So the next company I worked for was Neat. They're another Connecticut coffee company.
Yeah. I've heard.
They're based in Darien, and they actually roast now in Stamford.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and they kind of exposed me first to the new kind of specialty tier of coffee,
Mhm.
where they took a lot of care into where this coffee came from, taking care of who produced it, and then treating it with the respect that it deserves, kind of, and like the utmost preparation.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when you say, I'm sorry,
No, go for it. Go for it.
when you say roast, are they actually roasting at their
They
store
have a
or-
facility, yeah.
Okay,
So my current place, Source, does not have its own roastery,
right.
so that's why we work with Passenger as our roaster.
I see.
And besides them, we also try to feature a rotating rotating guest roaster.
Right.
So we have other roasters from Connecticut, like Give or Neat, or from all around the region or country. We try to make as many connections as we can. It's a great way to see what else everybody else is doing out there in terms of how they roast their coffee.
Absolutely. Yeah,
And,
that's pretty neat.
Is Neat the one that's over by like the Harbor Point section of Stanford? 'Cause I know there's a roasting company over there somewhere. My wife works up there, so she's spoken about it.
I haven't
a few
actually
times.
been there.
No,
I know their shop is right by the train in Darien.
no, but the Stanford roasting section. Oh, you don't know about the
Haven't
Stanford
been.
one?
No.
I think it's over by the. I want to say I've seen it before. It's pretty dope.
What makes
Pretty
Source
dope.
so unique?
So
based on your
Source-
experience.
What I love about Source is the community orientation of it. So when I'm there, like, I see so many of the familiar faces, and I get to really know people, which is, I think, sets it very far apart. I get to know everybody's names, everybody's kind of life stories almost when it cuts when you see people that often, and that's just like so rewarding for me, and we strive to like do that and make it a place for people to do that. And it's a great place to facilitate like collaboration and meetings. All kinds of artists come in, all kinds of activists come in, and it's just a great spot. Everyone can feel comfortable, everyone can be friends, and that's besides the product, besides the coffee itself, like that's as important to me.
Yep.
I was gonna say that I get that vibe. I stopped by today and that was my first time there. But I follow you guys on social media and same thing. You guys all talk about source.
I'm always there.
Daniel, and that's the vibe that I get. And reading on your website, and it does. Aside from the product, aside from the coffee, customer service or getting to know the customers is a high priority for you guys, and that's pretty cool. That's what they keep coming back for that.
Absolutely.
And the other thing is, like, there seems to be like a real wanting to build community even outside of the community that we know. So like I see, photos on Facebook either of youth training, of kind of getting introducing new staff, so it really
Absolutely.
takes it a little step further to kind of make people feel very aware of what's going on, but comfortable in a sense.
We try to be very, personalized, and we try to really feel like we are members in the community. We take that like locally and globally, so we have like a little program where we collect sort of people's change for charities. We like let people. We have the happiness vending machine.
A little quarter vending machine.
Yeah,
Right? I love
it's a little
that thing.
gumball machine that you get a little prize, and for your donation, we pool those and we give them to, for example, like a food bank or other organizations in town. Another really cool thing that we're involved in is the owners are Matt and Courtney Hartle. For the last several years, they've actually run a program in Mexico. They go down and teach business and community development to youth in Mexico, and it's try to make an impact on their communities too.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I know you mentioned about collaborating and artists and stuff, and I know in the last few months that I've been going in there, I've been seeing up on the wall actually.
Beautiful art.
You guys have been having beautiful, beautiful art. I mean, gorgeous art. Are those individuals who are local or?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Besides artists in the community, we also feature the art of. We have some really talented staff. I gotta say.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
All those are staff members.
Oh yeah.
Right now we
wow.
have some staff art up right now.
And those items are generally for sale, right? Those.
Always, yes.
Always. Wow. Yeah.
Wow.
They're gorgeous. They're gorgeous. A lot of that stuff.
Definitely. So we like supporting creative people as well.
That's awesome. That's
Pretty
beautiful.
Cool. I'm gonna get started on the second coffee we're gonna taste.
Oh,
Sure.
Oh,
the first one was delicious.
we're gonna be up.
Just you wait. Oh, so that's the other thing I was worried about is electronic devices in coffee. But I brought rags.
I'm telling you, he's so set up. Riel, while he's doing that, I just want to say congratulations again. I saw you post the other day about your snacks being in the local
Yes.
section of ShopRite.
Yes.
That's
Congratulations.
awesome. Congratulations again.
Wait, should we be
Delicious.
pairing our muffins with the coffee
Yeah, sure.
though?
Yeah. Who has
a
the
little
muffins?
sip,
Were you
a little
trying to take 'em
bite.
home?
I'm not opposed.
You were trying to take them home.
Yeah, save them
No,
for yourself,
so-
Dave.
No. So
He wanted to put that
I
strawberry
didn't want
jalapeno
it.
jam on it.
I should have brought that in. Oh,
Next
No,
time.
we don't want to hear it, Dave.
listen.
Yes.
Oh, these are huge.
Oh yeah, they're huge. Huh? Only want a little.
Well, we
bite.
could just split this.
I'm saying
Couldn't
we
have
could
a
split
quarter.
I
it.
just don't have a knife.
Oh,
Oh, you don't have a knife now.
Well, I'm Puerto Rican, so I do have a knife. But
I'm Puerto Rican.
I
I don't know how sanitary it
I don't
is.
know how
when did you
clean it
last
is.
use it? Yeah.
There goes the Surf Safe instructor over here. And, here you put some.
We don't need one of these bad boys per person.
Nah, yeah. Look, you put some
Yeah, cut 'em
snowberries and wild plum hand sanitizer on that
him?
knife.
You want to check in
That
that
sounds
drawer to see if
appetizing.
there's any knife?
I'm just gonna take a little look.
Ma-
You know what you
Manny.
do? You do the crush factor.
Want to check in
You got
that
cranberry.
drawer behind you to see if there's any?
Oh,
anything
there's
back there?
cranberry.
There's a hammer,
His head is hitting the mic.
some tripods.
We're just like putting all the business. out
Rick's
there.
gonna listen to this and be like,
Yeah.
"You guys are looking
you guys
through
are
my
just
stuff."
on the podcast.
Well, I have no problem.
Bunch of electronics.
Look how clean
Charge it to Dave's account. There's a water bottle. More water bottles.
All right. I guess we don't have
No, you
a
do
clean
the,
knife.
You do the crush factor. Look, when you squeeze it together right down the middle, it should give you pieces like that.
Look at him.
So while
This guy's an
Andrew's
expert in everything.
while Andrew's working on the coffee, I did a survey like a few months ago on my account, and I asked people like what they like about their coffee, different coffee shops, or like what they find important. So you guys
Right,
can
right.
answer some of them. So like Manny, how do you like your coffee?
How do I like my coffee? See, it's weird because every now and then I change it up. Sometimes I'll drink it black, just like this, and I'll be in the mood just for black coffee, like consistently. And then there's other times where I just want like black coffee, but like sweet, like just add a bunch of sugar to it.
Are those on the hard days?
For real, those are the days where I just don't feel like tasting anything and I just want to down it. Like, just give me the sweetness and I'm taking it.
I want to say we are talking about coffee and not women.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I hope so.
There are a lot of times we're bitter than sweet, anyways. I gotta take shots too. But yeah, I like him black. Usually black and sweet. It's all right.
Now that you brought it up, I can't think. I'm not thinking about
Darker
coffee.
the berry, the
yeah.
sweeter the Jew, huh? I got no problem with that. Even though my wife looks like a cup of milk with just a splash of coffee on it, but it's all right. And then other times I'm just like if I'm hitting Dunkin', I just like, I know that's kind of disrespectful talking about Dunkin' right now, but but if I hit Dunkin', I just give me the iced coffee like with
Light and
bumps of that-
sweet.
no cream, no sugar. With the caramel swirl has enough sugar in it, and it lightens up
Oh,
the
yeah.
coffee anyway. So I have a couple pumps of that inside the black coffee, and that's it. That's like if I'm on the run.
How do you like your coffee, Dave?
So,
He must like them black and sweet too.
so this is gonna get corny because I'm not a huge coffee drinker.
Okay.
Yo, first time at coffee house today, and then
No, but- so I like my coffee light and sweet, but the thing is, when I say that, my father, rest in peace, he made the best coffee, and I try to make it, and it would never come out as good
You
as
can
my
never
father.
do it.
You know, so his coffee was pretty much the only coffee I enjoyed. You know, the time that I spent with him in the mornings drinking that coffee. So yeah, but I like it light and sweet. I do from time to time have a black, no sugar, no creamer.
Yeah.
because he used to make it with carnation. You ain't making it with carnation.
Condensed milk, sweet.
Yeah,
Leche carnation.
yeah.
That's how I'm used to my coffee too, growing up.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then
That's
you
so
dip
true.
bread in there.
Yep. I knew somebody.
And you quickly turn the bread over so that the
Soak
coffee
it down.
gets
Yes.
Have you ever had that Colombian put cheese in it?
Really?
Oh, queso de bola.
I don't know what. I don't know what it's called, but the
But
Colombians.
it's like a arepa, like a dough ball,
Yeah.
and inside has this melted deliciousness.
So after they drink their coffee, they get to eat this gooey cheese at the bottom of their cup.
Who's that?
Colombians. I'll Google it. You know what? I got this thing here.
Hey yo, I got about 30 million Colombian friends, and if y'all listen to this and you don't invite me over your house for this
Also, then maybe
cheese
it's
coffee
not queso de
situation,
bola,
we're fighting.
It's something else.
Riel, how do you like your coffee? Oh,
You
he's
like that?
manning the camera right now. I'm over here like
Well,
bothering him.
Yeah, I like it black. But sometimes I put condensed milk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Condensed milk.
Sometimes you want a little sweetness there. Put it there.
Yeah.
It's actually Colombian hot chocolate and cheese. So it's not coffee. It's hot
Oh,
chocolate
I've done the hot chocolate with cheese.
with cheese.
Mm-hmm. Queso de papa. You throw the queso de papa inside. Well, me. I throw the queso de papa inside the hot chocolate. Yeah. Eat 'em cheese or whatever they call it. Eat 'em, something like that.
What about
Adam
you,
and
Andrew?
Eve. You can't eat them, join them.
How do you like your?
How do you like your
How do
coffee?
you generally like your coffee?
Pretty much always black.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I'll have oat milk. I'm a big fan of oat milk.
Yeah, oat milk is
too.
amazing.
Yeah.
Banging.
That's
I
something
actually got put onto it at Source, and then I started
Mm.
buying it at BJ's. So
Yeah. So if
Really?
you're not familiar, oat milk is an alternative milk made straight up from oats,
Mm-hmm.
and
Delicious.
it's really mild flavor. So it doesn't really like throw off the flavor of your coffee. It's just good, creamy, not heavily sweet, and it's just
And it's
it's-
thick enough.
Yeah.
exactly. A good body too. It's not like
Yeah,
it's not like rice milk
Like
or some.
coconut milk
Right, right,
is
right.
thin. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So that's a good pairing.
I'm not a fan of like cream period,
No.
because I don't want to run to the bathroom after my coffee in the morning.
That's nice.
All right.
I feel like that's what cream does to me. I don't know. I can't be the only person.
What
I don't
about you,
know.
Rico?
I like mine. I don't like sugar in my coffee or very little sugar I have, but I like it not. I like Goldilocks. Like
Okay.
you gotta be strong enough, but not
Just
too
right.
blanket, Just right.
She's talking about those tan Latinos. That's what you're talking
I
about.
find that when the coffee's made right, it tastes really good, just black.
Right?
Like if
It's
you can
just
make it
perfect.
right, it tastes good. But when it's not right, that's when you want to
Thank
add
you.
the sugar and the
do everything
milk.
else and start playing with it.
Yeah, making a
What's your
caramel
favorite
macchiato.
coffee?
Oh, I like Ethiopian coffee. It's my favorite. So I can drink that. If it's made right, I can drink it black.
So do we drink
Yeah.
coffee because we need it, like we depend it, or do we drink it because of the flavors?
I think it was what I grew up with. So
Yeah.
there's a part like grandma would put coffee in a bottle. You know, like I would have coffee, really light, but still nonetheless.
Mhm.
And it became a part of my everyday, day to day. It's like how we
It's like
socialize. You know, we socialize over jamón picado, pan de manteca, and coffee.
I think it's an addiction now because I wake up and I want
just
it.
noticed I avoided that word
You're not
because I didn't
wrong.
want it. But yes, some of us do depend.
It's
I'm
a
not-
ritual.
It is a ritual.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good.
Is it frowned upon here for kids to drink coffee?
I mean, growing up, I know, and as a Latino, as a Puerto Rican specifically, every little kid that I know that we've ever, growing up, they, I mean, they're gonna give them a whole
And
cup.
look at how many and I turned out.
Yeah, we don't shut up half the time.
Yeah, I'd say if you're predisposed
that's
to
what
kind of
it
like
is.
some ADHD or anything, maybe you should
I give them cafe
limit your
this
intake.
morning. I'm sorry.
Andrew, how young were you when you had like your first cup of coffee?
I first tried coffee when I was probably 11,
11.
and I thought it was disgusting. And it probably took me another 4 years to be like, okay, I see what this is about.
Yeah.
Before I started really enjoying it.
Mm-hmm.
It was interesting that you asked, like, do we need it? And it's interesting because, like, we didn't always have coffee. Like, what did people used to drink just like tea all the time,
Yep.
Like coffee didn't really take off globally until like mid 1800s,
Mhm.
And yeah, it just really become a part of culture since then. And now we all kind of rely on it.
Yeah.
We don't physically need it, but like maybe we get to the point where we
I think
do.
it's a mental thing.
Like, it all
Yeah.
goes back to
Yeah.
if you have addictive traits, because
Yeah.
No, it's because we threw all that tea inside that river up in Boston.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
yeah.
did.
And they was like, we not gonna do tea no more. We need to find something else to drink.
And that's the tea.
Wow, this is so much different than the first one.
This one is so much more fruity. Is there more fruity stuff in this one? Like this one tastes.
Like the other
what's
one
this
was
called?
smoother to me.
For sure. This one is called Agaro, Agaro. It's from Ethiopia. And remember I said in the last one we tried the stowaway, 25% of it was actually from Ethiopia. It's actually the same coffee that's in the blend, but this is 100%
Oh.
Agaro.
This one has much more of a full body.
Yep,
to it,
exactly.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
This one's really cool. It's one of my favorites. We have it on
Smooth.
rotation right now at the shop as an espresso. So if you can imagine the flavors going on in here, kind of delicate but also strong fruit flavors and sort of floral flavors. Imagine that like condensed into a really thick shot of espresso. It's delicious.
Yeah, that one's good. I
That
like
is
that.
good.
You get a lot more fruit out of that one.
That's
Definitely.
tasty.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's kind of like I like to lead people in if I'm trying to introduce like a really kind of out there or unique coffee. Start them with stowaway. Then you can start kind of branching out if you're feeling brave and you're feeling experimental. We have a lot of options for you.
Tell you, it definitely tastes way better than Folgers when it's black. Come on, what's wrong with Arabica beans, huh?
How much coffee do you drink a day? Being
I was-
that you work at a coffee shop.
I was gonna mention this actually. So I don't drink a lot of coffee.
No?
Could you imagine? I taste a lot of coffee.
Yeah.
though. I taste plenty of coffee, but my total intake is probably like a cup and a half a day.
You would think because working at a coffee shop, it's just like around you.
Yeah.
And
It could be. I have to exhibit a lot of self-control.
yeah.
But
They say rule number 4:
Don't drink your own.
don't get high off your own.
Oh yeah.
exactly.
And Dave hasn't learned that with his
I don't want to be. Yeah, I don't want to be using all my own product.
No, especially. He's got the Folgers in a way in the back.
Senka.
Do you start your day with coffee?
I do. Yeah.
You do?
Mm-hmm. Definitely. And I do find like if I go without coffee for or more than a day, I'll start to get a headache. I'll start to feel bad. But again, that's just like a caffeine dependency thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do it because I enjoy it. Ultimately, like it's not fuel for me. Like if I went without it, I wouldn't suffer that much.
Right.
But I do it because I like it, and because I am the kind of person who's very curious about things. I love to try all sorts of different things as much as I can, and there's such a big world out there of coffee that I can never really run out of new things to try.
It's cool.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, that's why I drink coffee, just to try it, taste, because I don't depend on it, and I don't get withdrawals or anything like that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I've gone long enough without it to know if there's going to be a withdrawal. Like I start my morning with it, but I don't think I've never not started a morning
Actually,
without coffee.
I get sleepy when I drink coffee, but I think that's probably from the sugar and milk, maybe.
That could be.
Yeah.
You can get so if you're drinking too much caffeine, the real thing is like when people get jittered out or something. That's like I guess it's called like adrenal crash. So your body's producing more adrenaline, and then you just feel awful. That's something to be aware of. Just like if you're drinking too many beers, you're gonna get drunk. If you're drinking too many coffees, you're gonna feel a little whack.
Yeah.
So try to avoid that.
I guess
All things in moderation,
I don't think I have a caffeine dependency because I can drink coffee, go right to bed. I can go days without it and not have an issue. Like I'm not. I don't know. I can go months with drinking it every day and then stop for months and be fine. Like it's not, and it doesn't. I don't drink it because it helps me. Like I just drink it because I guess
It's good.
just nature.
I think it became such a social, like it's how I socialize. I go to mommy's house and I'm like, Ma, can you make me a cup of coffee? Because it just becomes a part of like the everyday.
Oh yeah, when we would be after dinner. It could be any time, morning, lunch, night. She'll get a cafe, and I'm like, of course. I turn into like a little teddy bear. Yeah.
It's funny because like my parents ship coffee to Puerto Rico all the time because coffee is so expensive
Yeah.
in Puerto
So
Rico.
sad, yeah.
They have them locked. Wait till you get over there. They have for the most places they have the coffee locked in a case as if it's like liquor, right?
Like
next
it's
to the liquor.
formula?
Yeah.
No
Yeah,
way.
just like
Wow.
formula. Yeah, I guess what happened is Puerto Ricans crack me up. After Hurricane Maria, what people were stealing the most from those grocery stores was coffee.
The coffee.
And because it's so expensive
But, right.
over there, it's expensive. And literally, I know in Calle, at least in Calle, we go to the Icono. This is the grocery store over there, and legit, the coffee is next to the liquor, and they're both in glass cases. You have to ask for it at the register. It's
That is
crazy.
so crazy.
It's crazy. Yeah.
Now,
It's better.
in Ecuador, I asked that question earlier because in Ecuador, that's their breakfast: black coffee and bread. And that's from
Very good.
young toddlers. Like the toddlers are drinking coffee. And here, growing up, I didn't drink my cup of coffee until I was like a teenager. And I wasn't sure if that's frowned upon here. Or,
I mean, I grew up on it.
Yeah.
Coffee and bread. You just dip it. I wasn't drinking the coffee. I think it was more the dipping the bread and eating the soaked up bread. Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan of it throughout my teenage years. Couldn't care for it, especially once I started working at Dunkin' Donuts. And just that smell all day. And it does because it's crap coffee. It's just crap smell. It doesn't smell nearly as good as this right here. But I didn't really like it. I used to go for like the chai lattes and
That's my favorite.
regular teas. That's it.
So you had coffee from the sock?
Oh yeah, of
The
course.
sock.
Was it-
Abuela.
Yeah.
It wasn't your socks, though,
No,
right?
not my socks. They would not. They would taste like the bad
Cheetos.
portion of the world. They would not. They wouldn't be high up in the mountains. It'd be terrible. What is that sock even called? Like, what's the real name of it?
I don't know, but we.
So it's not a filter. This is
Colador.
like.
It is a filter, colador. But what do you call it? It's a filter. It's It's
Thinking about like
basically a
someone's
cloth.
old gym
You know, like,
sock.
You know how they take cheese, they put in like the cloth and they
Oh,
squeeze it
okay.
out. Well, that's pretty much what it is. It's just cloth, and then just there's a ring, and with a little stick, you put the coffee in there, you get the water boiling, you just kind of dip it in and out. You leave it sitting there for a while, and you don't need a special machine to do any of that. You just kind of let it steep on its own. And that's
Bang.
really it. Yeah, it's really good.
And then we steam our milk.
Yeah, get it all nice.
Mm-hmm.
So what's up with this next one? Give us a little rundown on this next coffee here.
Right. So we're sticking to Ethiopia right now. Maybe I'm showing my bias a little bit.
I'm not complaining. These are
No,
great.
it's good coffee.
This one is called Misty Valley. It's an Ethiopian coffee roasted by Give Roasters up in Canton, Connecticut. Really cool stuff.
Nice.
Oh, it smells banging.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this one has a really unique smell to it. I love the way it just fills up the room right now.
Yep.
Oh my god.
Yep.
So the cool thing about this is both coffees we've tasted so far are what's called wet process or washed coffees. And again, this being a natural product, this is when I talk about processing, that's about how they get the fruit off the seed so that it can be shipped and roasted and such. So when it's washed, it actually sits in a tank of water and it lets the fruit kind of just come off. After it gets pulped, it goes through like a pulping machine as well. This, however, is a natural process. So that means that basically you're getting like a sun-dried coffee cherry. So the fruit dries around the seed first, and then they put it through a machine that peels off the fruit. So what happens by virtue of it sitting there with the fruit on it, it actually imbues the seed with some of that fruit flavor. So you typically get a lot of like strong blueberry, strawberry, chocolate notes to it. It's very distinct.
So cool.
And I was just reading the back of the package there, actually, and Give, right? Give is the name of the company. They give $1 from every bag sold to orphanages in Nicaragua, if I'm not mistaken. I think it said.
Yep.
Let me see. Let me read it again just to make sure. Coffee sold rapidly, and the profits were given to an orphanage in Nicaragua. Down there it says $1 per bag goes to works of compassion. Also, it's a different charities are around, depending on where what they're given to at the time. But that's really awesome. You know, they're you're not only are you supporting a local company here in Connecticut, giving really great coffee, but you're also supporting charities that they support through your purchase.
Exactly. That's all the kinds of roasters we want to be working with.
Nice.
Yeah.
That is
For
dope,
sure.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that one has such an amazing
Yeah.
smell to it. I
It
didn't
would
think it
wake
could
you
get
up
better
from
after the
anything.
fruit.
No, that one's. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So Andrew, tell me, you said you tried coffee at like what 11,
Mhm.
hated it, tried it a few years later,
Yeah.
and then you started to love it. And what made you want to continue working with coffee? Like after coffee shops, some people don't go back to working with coffee; they
Yeah.
venture out and do other stuff. So what made you want to stick to this?
Right. Probably I'd say if I'd never found specialty, I'd be out of it by now.
Mm-hmm.
But the fact that I'm in what we'll call specialty coffee, because I'm inclined to like try to know everything about a subject, that's kind of there's always something for me to learn. So I love that about it, and the fact that I'm in like a more community-oriented space.
Yeah.
I always feel at home when I'm at work, and I'll go into my job even when I'm not on the
Yes.
clock, you know? That's what I love about it, and that's what's kept me going. It's real. I just find it so rewarding, you know?
It's cool.
Mm-hmm. Almost done with this one. You're going to be blown away, I promise.
I need to get me one of these little contraptions here.
Do you sell the pour over at Source?
We do, yeah. So we sell this. We sell them by the cup. We also have just batch brew if you're just looking to get something quick.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, typically if you order a pour over, it's gonna be handcrafted, so it's gonna take a little longer. But you know, it's all that love and compassion and
Mhm.
knowledge going into it. So we have this. We also like if you wanted to get your own home setup going. We have some of these. This is called a Kalita Wave. It's basically just a cone kind of apparatus that you can set the filter in. And then you don't need like this fancy glass. Like you can use your mug at home. It's fine. But I'm always happy to like walk through this with people and get them doing it properly. So
But that helps you get the right amount of water in, right?
exactly, I want people to like feel confident and not like overwhelmed when they're going to do this. So
Oh, I thought you meant like you show up at my house and do it for me.
Yeah.
Walking you through it.
yeah, inquire about home consultation. My rates are very reasonable.
There you
I
go.
mean, there's a lot of people who aren't making really good coffee at home, so this could be a thing.
Mhm.
Exactly. All right, I'm gonna get this ready for y'all.
You guys, I was telling Andrew earlier. You guys ever heard of ASMR, coffee brewing ASMR?
They have ASMR for coffee now.
You have to. It's first of all the video. It's crisp. It's beautiful video.
I think I'd rather do coffee than to hear them eating.
Eating, right? No,
'Cause
absolutely.
I can't stand it.
And this is dude that he's
As
roasting.
we do the eating thing on the show all the
Yeah, I
time.
know, but it's like, yeah, we're not.
Mouth sounds.
It's extreme. They're like cracking crab
Right.
legs on there and
Or the juices from the sushi
yeah,
moving around. Sushi
and they're answering questions. They're telling you about their day as they're eating. It's a lot.
That is a lot. Just think.
All right, Dave. Sorry we cut you off.
No.
Oh, I do get blueberries.
Oh my God.
That is from muffin.
And it,
No, just kidding.
Nah,
Yo, that's a good pairing though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Immediately,
really.
literally smelled blueberries.
Blueberries,
Yeah,
as soon
same
as I
thing.
see-
Yeah.
How beautiful and sexy.
See, I never paid attention to coffee like this.
Well,
Like-
because Café Pilon and
I
Café
know,
Bustelo
and
belong
Bustelo
Yes.
and all that. It's just straight espresso and.
And I
Right.
love it, but,
But-
you get it.
I mean, even if when I've gone to the source, like I've never like they all taste great. Don't get me wrong, they taste great, but I've never like really paid attention to the
Right.
different notes and everything that's in it. Like
Yeah.
where I'm sitting here having
Mhm,
it. Is that ASMR for
We could-
cafe?
Do you want to make
She's
this
like-
an ASMR?
Oh, sorry. I'm slurping the coffee.
We can talk about making this an ASMR episode.
Stop! One of those ASMR people are gonna show up here and
I've
like,
never tasted
how
coffee like
do
this.
you
No?
feel
No.
about it?
Yeah, I
Love
get
it.
the blueberry. I got the blueberry.
Right?
It seems
That's
like
what-
it's bonded well with the coffee rather than
Yes.
it's like
Did you taste it with the
hovering.
muffin?
Oh wow.
No, I hadn't had
Pair it
no
with the muffin. You
That's-
gotta take a muffin.
That's a great
and
idea.
slip
Screw
it,
the muffin
yeah.
at this point. This thing
This
is
is the muffin and coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're definitely getting that natural process flavor going on.
How
So
cool is that?
yeah, we don't serve any coffees that are like flavored with any kind of additives.
No syrup
Like
and all
no,
that. Yeah.
we do have syrups, but those are all just like for example, like we'll have like a vanilla bean syrup that's real vanilla beans that we mix with like just sugar and water. So it's real simple, real ingredients. But as far as the coffee goes, there's nothing like I don't even know how they do it, but like you'll find like a bag of hazelnut coffee and it's nothing like that.
Terrible.
Yeah, it just kind of tastes fake.
Wow,
This is, but
really
what you're
good.
tasting here is like just
So
the natural
cool.
process of where it came from. You know, like you're tasting like the land that it grew on. You're tasting like how the rain fell and everything. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
That is so. Right? Isn't that fantastic?
You guys
That's
own
like so fancy.
National Geographic.
I know.
documentary.
Yeah, exactly.
He's like the rain fell at 38
So poetic.
degrees.
But I could be the David Attenborough of coffee.
There you go. So now somebody goes because I generally just go like I said earlier. I just kind of go with the recommendation of the special.
Give
if-
me what you got.
yeah, just give me what
Mhm.
you got. If not, I go for like the cappuccino. But
Mhm,
Right.
mhm.
Are these different coffees available to those who want them? Like if can I say, oh, can I get the Agaro pour over, or can if this one's obviously you said this is a kind of a rotating one, right? So
For sure.
If you have it here, can I have that one as a pour over? Or-
Yeah, definitely. So we try to feature like a broad spectrum of things. Like we'll always have stowaway on 100% of the time. We'll always have some kind of single origin on, just as a coffee batch ready to go. Currently, that's actually this Misty Valley. So that's our current single origin batch. And then Agaro is our featured espresso. We also feature one rotating pour over. It's usually like right now it's one from Kenya. That's really delicious. It's really like kind of grapefruit acidity. It's really delicious. But and we'll always like if you want to try something a different way, we'll work with you on that. And like I love helping people explore. It's a journey.
What
Mhm.
do you think sets Source apart from like chain coffee shops or other like local coffee shops?
Yeah, it's the fact that we put so much attention to detail into everything we do. Whether it's preparing your coffee, or learning about you, taking care of the cafe itself and like the space and making it comfortable, all top of our list. Exactly, and like we never stop.
It's awesome.
I like the at the shop how all the tables are different.
Yeah.
The chairs, like everything's just kind of different. It does feel a lot more homey than anything, because I don't know, it's hard to keep tables and chairs
I love the vibe.
the
I
same all the time.
like, you can tell that everybody that works there loves coming into work, and it's no matter what day, no matter what time of day, you're always getting that consistent customer service. It's always warm. It's a warm welcome every time, and you don't get that when you go, not even just coffee shops, just any store. You can tell when people hate their job, and they show it, like they don't want to be there. And at stores, I feel like the staff, they love it there and they want to be there.
Yeah, exactly. We don't want to ever make anyone feel like uncomfortable or like we're indifferent. No, we're always like super passionate and super happy to be there and help people.
And knowledgeable, like they're always willing to share what they know about the coffee, and the food is great.
Yeah, I love to nerd out. Yeah, as you can tell.
I appreciate the consistency.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Because sometimes there's that one person who makes something really good, so you're like looking forward to that one person.
Exactly.
Here's like, no matter, like I like the cappuccino, that's what I know, but like it always, when I get it, it nails it.
You can count on it.
Like,
Yeah, you can
because
count
there's
on
nothing worse than kind of feeling like,
Oh, she's not here today.
Right.
I can't.
So it's good to have that.
Yeah, we definitely have a lot of all-stars.
Yeah.
It's awesome. This
Got a
was
whole all-star
awesome.
team.
Thank you so much for the variety.
Absolutely.
Well, other than coffee, of course, to make the whole experience in your coffee house, what are the other like food that you pair it with? Like what these?
Exactly. So, yeah, we have a pretty small menu. Being a pretty small shop, there's a space limitation, but we do, I think, quite a bit with the space limitation. So we have like a little breakfast program and a lunch program and like a little grab and go case. So we have like gluten-free and vegan-friendly options. Like the number one seller is the avocado toast, as you might know.
That's my favorite.
Sometimes I joke that we're the avocado toast store. It's like it's always flying off the shelf, But it's really delicious. We make everything by hand. We get as many local suppliers as we can. One of those is like Fairfield Bread Company. We have their delicious thick cut flax bread. Toasts so nicely. It's delicious.
You're at the market. They're at the Sheffield.
They were there.
Yes.
That's actually what I was sampling the hot sauce with.
Oh, their bread is so good.
Perfect. Yeah.
My son.
Aaron was just eating it right out the bag. No butter, nothing.
The little one, right?
Yeah.
The bread was as big as him, and he's running around eating it out of the bag.
I was like, I gotta send him this picture. Look at this one.
Look at that.
And your older son
That's a
runs
meal.
over. He like runs over. He goes, "Mom, I need $6 for delicious bread over there." I was like, "Wow, he is selling this bread. I want to go buy this bread over here." Like,
Let's get this bread.
he was so
Let's
like,
get this
stoked
bread.
about it. It was awesome.
So Andrew, we're coming to a closing, but I appreciate you coming out.
Definitely.
What plugins, what upcoming events? I'm not sure if you guys hold events or specials or even rotations. What's going on at the coffee house?
Yeah, so we're open at the shop 7 days a week. We also have Source Coffee Bus. If you're not familiar with that, it's basically the same deal but on wheels. So we take Source Coffee Bus around. Sometimes we're at the farmers market. Sometimes we're elsewhere in the state. You can catch us at Lime Rock Park on July 19th and 20th. It's a racetrack up in northwest Connecticut, Lakeville. And they can like race with classic European cars, American cars.
Litchfield County.
Yeah, Litchfield County.
And all the Honda Civics.
No.
No,
Those guys go down
they're
to
not
E-Town.
there.
They go down to E-Town
word.
in Jersey.
I don't say they're in New Jersey.
But yeah, if you want to see some Lambos and Ferraris at the car show too, we're going to be there serving coffee right next to them. It's really
That's
nice.
so
It's really
cool.
funny seeing a Ferrari parked next to this. It's a black school bus retrofitted to serve coffee out of. So that's a lot of fun.
A couple
Very
weeks
cool.
ago at the farmers market, got me a nice iced coffee.
Yeah. But yeah, you can also catch us at the Brooklawn Farmers Market sometimes on Bridgeport. And yeah, we post our schedule online all the time, sourcecoffeehouse.com and sourcecoffeebus.com. You can also follow us on Instagram, same handle, Source Coffee House, Source Coffee Bus. And we'll always be posting sort of new items and posting events where we'll be at.
That's
So
awesome.
yeah.
Nice.
And if
Stay in the
anyone
loop.
wanted to see you personally, are you in the shop all the time?
So I don't give out my schedule, but
That's because he is there all the time. I feel like anytime I've ever gone, he's there. I'm like, do you ever
It's
go
true.
home? Like,
sometimes I'm behind the scenes, but I'm usually always there.
Awesome.
I'm never far away. I live right in the neighborhood, so
Sure.
you can catch me more often than not.
Never at a different coffee shop though, are you?
That's a rare occasion. Sometimes, unless I'm visiting some of our friends up, in, like we have a bunch of other coffee shops that we're friends with
That's
in the
cool.
state. Yeah, and we all keep close. So
But it's right.
That's cool.
That's all. Thank you,
So I like to
Andrew.
visit them. Thank you all very much. It's been a great time.
Thank you.
Manny, how can they?
yo, Emani. You can find me IG _ Theo Fridge, my personal one. And at Bridgeport Bites. That's my Bridgeport focused food blogging page. I have to fix what I mentioned last week. So I finally they found me. There's another individual who has done Bridgeport stuff.
Okay.
They're
They
still
called you out.
no,
No.
they're not solely. Like I said, if there are people, they don't focus on Bridgeport. This one young lady actually does a lot of Bridgeport, but she does all over the state like everybody else. So she's not. There's still nobody who does solely
Just
Bridgeport,
Bridgeport.
just like I do. But it's. I've been trying to figure out that. I don't know if it's CT Tiff Eats or if it's C Tiff
she follows
Eats.
me.
Yeah, I think
Oh,
it's
okay.
C Tiff Eats because it's only
Yeah.
CTIFF. So I think it's C
Yeah.
Tiff Eats.
Mhm.
But shout out to her. It's dope that you're also doing Bridgeport. If you're listening to this, I love it. Hit me up sometime. But yeah, pretty much I'm excited about
any
that.
new posts? Any upcoming posts?
I try not to let my upcoming posts out. I go
Okay.
to a lot of places. I have been to a whole bunch of places, but just like Andrea said a few
Yep.
episodes ago, people reach out to you. I think I sent it to Dave like 2 days after I started. I
Yeah.
had people like hitting me up, like asking me to come to their restaurant. I was like, holy cow, this is how quick it happens. Like it's weird. But I've been to a bunch of places. Not all of them make it. I tell. I think. I explain to people and I tell them, especially if they contact me, is if I personally don't like the food or I just don't think it's good, I'm not gonna post your stuff on my page because I don't want to post anything negative.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I don't want to be Dame. Like Dame does good and bad. Like there's other people that do good and bad. I don't want to do any bad. You know what I mean? Especially in the Bridgeport area where most of these places are family owned
Yeah.
locations. You know, and I don't want to bash anybody's hard
Hustle.
work and dedication, because like I mentioned before, something may be good to me, Marsha might not like it, or if something I think is Marsha might like it. You know what I mean? So everybody's different. So I just post stuff that I like or that I feel like other people would like. If I don't like it, I'm not gonna post it. So I got tons of pictures and stuff on my phone, and generally when I post them, I've already eaten there like days ago or sometimes weeks ago.
Right.
But as of right now, I try not to tell anybody where I'm going. I just kind of
Pop
post
up.
them randomly whenever I can, and then go as I can. Marsha,
What are we saying? I was like so into the story.
hit us with your handle.
You can follow me on Instagram at Love Breakfast, the _ at the end, and almost every Saturday I will be at the Stratfield Farmers Market selling my baked goods, my banana bread, muffins, cookies.
Nice.
What about you, Raquel?
So it's Instagram, A Pinch of Salt Cooking, and you can find us at the farmers market. All the farmers markets open up next week. So I'll be doing cooking demos at each one, and then so we have St. Vincent's opening up. Reservoir's already open, Stratfield's already open, and then we have East Side Farmers Market opening up, East End Farmers Market opening up. So we
Downtown
have
Thursday.
yeah downtown.
No,
yep,
sorry.
the downtown Thursday. Well,
You can find me there
the
too.
the downtown Thursday markets. Yeah. So there'll be 8 markets this year,
That's nice.
which is pretty cool. Bridgeport Hospital being the last one in. So come check us out at the farmers
Nice.
market.
Riel, what's going on with you? What's your how can we find you and any upcoming events?
Yep, on Instagram it's Love the Kick Snacks. So I'm excited about to be part of like a pop-up store happening in Boston. So
Ooh.
I was selected. I applied for it. It's a revolution of retail. So they're doing some experiments and how the like retail setup, how it's changing, emerging. So
Okay.
I don't know what they're doing, but my products will be there in Faneuil Hall in Boston.
Right.
So on July 18th. So hopefully
Congratulations.
I'll tell you more about it after. But as of now, there's no details what they're going to do, but they want the products there. So
That's
All
awesome.
right.
Well, let me know. I love that area of Boston.
Mhm.
That Quincy Market area.
Yeah, that area.
Oh, Faneuil Hall. Little Italy, like a block away. Mike's
pretty
pastry
sexy.
shop and stuff. Oh my god.
And Dave?
David Angry Sauce Bonet.
You can follow me at Dave's Angry Sauce on Instagram and Facebook. Check out the website, davesangry.sauce.com. You can go ahead and order your hot sauce. Bear with me. I will be going to Puerto Rico for 2 weeks. So either your shipping or your supplies may take a little longer than usual to arrive. I won't be at the farmer's market next Saturday, but on July 20th I will be
Did
there.
he say pero?
He said, "Pero the sale for it, and I'm not gonna ship to you because I ran out." Hey, so hit us with that. What's that new product you got showing up on the market?
So, like I mentioned before, whatever's in season. So the strawberries was just in harvested or harvest season. So I picked up some strawberries and mixed them up with some jalapenos. Goes great with some
It is
cheese and
sexy.
crackers or
Put it on cornbread.
goat cheese. Oh, and we put it on our burgers as a condiment. Oh, yeah.
I could put you in touch with this beautiful coffee shop in Black Rock that they might like some
Making
products,
connections,
You
eh?
see that? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, how you doing?
Fancy meeting you
I
here.
know. How's it going?
What's up?
So yeah, so check that out. I'll be putting that on the web. Follow us on Instagram, Late Night Potluck Show. We'll be posting the episode on Monday. Well, if you're hearing this, it's already been posted. But so just keep in mind, YouTube video will be up. Just bear with me. Again, I'm being Puerto Rico, so I'm not worrying about editing videos. I'll do that when I get back.
Womp womp womp.
So thank you again. Thank you, Andrew, for joining us.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
That
Thank
was
you.
Andrew.
awesome.
Thank you so
I would
much.
never look at a good cup of coffee ever again.
That blueberry one was
that
fun.
was awesome.
I don't know. There's still some left in these little beakers, and
You can't lick them out.
No.
yeah, you can pour them out. I can lick the grinds.
Thank you for joining us. Welcome, joining us next time.
Welcome.
And we're back.
Short intermission.
Round 2.
What's your name again, sir?
And make sure you join us next time. Peace.
Good night.
Peace.
Good night.
Thanks for listening.
Be sure to join us next time.
This is a Gorilla Podcast Network production.